Hello and welcome to my channel. I have a bit of a cold, so I apologize if I sound a bit stuffy, but today I wanted to film a video showing you my writing bag. So I participated in a writing competition in January, and through that process of getting to write again, I decided to commit to creating a writing bag for myself. I've always been a writer. I've been writing since elementary school, and writing is probably one of my main passions. So through that competition, it just reignited that love of writing, and I wanted to make sure that I had a setup for if I wanted to sit down and write, or I wanted something I could take out of the house if I'm traveling somewhere and I just want to go write somewhere. So this is sort of the bag and kit that I've set up. I put a lot of effort into it in January, and I haven't actually looked at it quite that much since, just because I've been really busy with work. But as the summer months are coming up, for me, that means I'll have more time to actually sit down and use this bag that I've put together and use the materials that I bought. So yeah, let me show you my writing bag. So this bag I got, I believe, from Temu or Shein. It was on sale as well, so it's a nice bag. I like the quality of it. It's like a canvas bag, so it was a bit more pricey even for a website like, I believe it was Temu. So making sure that I got it on sale was kind of a top priority for me. All the pins and things on here, I believe, were probably also from Temu or Shein, and I tried to keep the pins on here either book themed or just little cute things that'll inspire me. This cute little keychain. There's nothing in this pocket. And then this one is actually on the back strap there. All right. So in the front pocket, I believe I just had, yeah, there's nothing in here. I had some extra pins in there, but I ended up moving them to a different space. In the side pocket here, oh, there we go. So these are the extra pins that I had that I wasn't sure where I wanted to place them, so I'll actually probably just take that out. And then cute little pencil case and charm. And in here I have some pens. And then the actual bag itself has sort of all the things that I need if I'm traveling out of the house and wanting to write. So this bag comes with a pocket. I got the sort of like those art gloves that you can wear, so when you're, using a touch device or anything like that, when you rest your hand, it doesn't create that sensor to go off on the touch screen and then move all your stuff. I tend to rest my palm when I'm writing, so I found that I actually needed to pick one of those up. And then I got a bag hook. This was just one of the ones that sits on a table, and then you can hang your bag off the hook. So if I'm at a restaurant or a cafe or anything like that, I don't have to put my bag on the floor, or if I'm with someone, I don't have to use their chair. All right. So I actually started like really getting invested in wanting to write as soon as I signed up for the writing contest. And in doing so, I realized that because I hadn't written in so long, I was a little rusty with just, you know, the plots, the different types of character arcs, things like that. So I decided that I was going to create a writing journal reference book. And when I looked online, there was like nothing much on how to create something like this. So I just compiled all the information I could find from like 20 plus websites and then formed it into a single book that I thought would work for me. So this is my writing journal reference book. So I sort of used it to just fill that information that you would want to kind of reference back to when you're looking at writing. So, you know, character basics, how to develop voice, the different archetypes. If you're writing a nonfiction book, how to do the outlines, things like that. And I have more space and things, so I'm not going to flip through the whole book, but it kind of just looks like this. I had sort of the reference that I was going for, and then I created different colorful spreads that would align with whatever I was trying to write about. So, you know, like the snowflake method and, you know, how to write better dialogue. So yeah, so this whole journal is full of this, and there is actually enough space that if I need to add any more things that come up, I can do that as well. But these topics and things that I ended up sort of putting in this book were compiled from like 20 different websites, all discussing different ways to create sort of writing journals, I guess. And then I wanted to create a writing journal reference. So I didn't want a journal that I was going to write in. I wanted a journal I could quickly look at and, you know, look at how to write better conversations. So this is the purpose of this journal. And this took me quite a while to make. But when I did that writing contest, I found that this book was already so helpful. And I know that as I continue to write in the future, it's going to be incredibly helpful as well. So just some notebooks. The entire kind of theme that I unintentionally went with was sort of like teal and purple. These are not teal, I guess, like a minty aqua. These are like two of my favorite colors. So everything just sort of ended up being these colors unintentionally. So yeah, the journal, it's like this minty green color. And then I have the two notebooks that I can just use for scribbling if I want. I believe these were honestly just like probably dollar store, because I tend to scribble pretty heavily, like my notes. I'm not a neat note taker, so I got two in here for scribbles. And then this should be my mouse. Yes. So I had the mouse in the bag, and I was scared that it was going to get damaged just from the pressure of being pushed around. It is a Bluetooth mouse, or sorry, a USB mouse there. So I got like this small case, and it keeps it protected because it's a hard shell. All right, and the device. So yeah, cute little charm on the edge. So when I was looking at devices, I wanted one that I could for sure use a pen with, like a stylus with. I wanted to be able to attach a USB mouse and a USB keyboard. I just had like a lot of requirements, and I got this tablet on sale, and I was so happy with like all the research I did and everything else. And then I kind of overlooked sort of the biggest thing, and that was how I was going to be storing all of my materials. So I can put in the video across the screen the exact device I got because I don't remember, but it is an Amazon device, and I do all of my files, everything else through Google, and then realized after I had bought it, I had set it up and everything was going well, that I couldn't put the Google apps on this device. So when I use this device, I actually just log into my Google through the browser and then do everything that way. It would have been much more convenient to be able to do it through the apps, and that was my goal. But again, I was just kind of more focused on the price point aspect of things and definitely overlooked that big piece of it, but I am still really satisfied with what I have. So I'll just pull out everything that I've got in here. So these are the different charging cords for all the different sort of devices. This one is probably for the keyboard. This one is probably for the actual tablet. I've got the block, and these are just used to keep cords wrapped if I need them. Another thing that took a while was finding a proper keyboard and mouse. The keyboard and mouse came together as a set. I wanted it to be able to run through Bluetooth or through a wired connector, so I did that as well. I have been struggling with this keyboard and being able to connect properly. It does connect, the process with this device connecting to the actual keyboard, for some reason, it's just really complicated. The device often like will recognize it and then not want to connect, so then I have to delete it and then like reformat everything. It's been a process. So this was the keyboard that actually I just ended up picking because it was becoming really challenging to find one that I liked that would work, and then even then this one has some issues, so not as happy with the keyboard, but it matches the color theme and it does actually do what I want it to do. It just takes a while. Mouse pad, again matching the color theme. And then I got this pencil case cover. This does fit over the tablet, but when I put it in the actual pack, I want this on the side, not popping out. So I got this stylus. This is the one that was compatible with the device that I purchased. It has its button there, and yeah, I know you can buy replacement heads for these as well, but as I had said, I set all this up for my writing contest, and since January I actually haven't used it as much just because I've been busy with work. So I got this case. This case is specifically for this Amazon device. I've got a charm as I need, and yes, I have not opened this in quite a while, but there we go. So I have the notes app that I put on here. I realized I didn't like using that app for writing, so I downloaded a different app, and there is some options here. This one allows me to type and write, And yeah, so I typically would use like the web, open up my Google documents that I'm used to using and type through there. And then the Notes app is the one that I use to scribble and write. And I did have another sort of app on here that I was trying to use, and it became complicated. Definitely do regret a bit buying this tablet since it's not compatible sort of with the apps that I was hoping to use either. But I am still really excited to get writing this summer, and I'm grateful that I'm able to, you know, afford these things and really work on this passion of mine. So this is my setup so far, and it'll sort of change as I get more involved in writing. I'm sure I'll add things and remove things from the bag, but yeah, I thought I'd share this. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.